a line level input cable into electro transmitter. The connector A will be XLR female, pin 1, 2, 3. Connector B will be TA5 female. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins. On the connector A side, we're gonna bridge pins 1 and 3, and pin 2 will be hot, and it will go into the pin 5 through the resistor of 27K for the purpose of reducing the gain. And the ground will go into the pin 1 and 4. So that's the spec for this cable, which is called MC-35. Line level input cable. Okay, let's start with connector A, which is XLR female. Take 18 inches of a cable and start assembling it. There we go. Got about an inch. Strip it. And prepare separating ground. In this matter. Okay. Next step is tinning. Right here. And this will wait, and then we fill up the cups of the connector with solder right there. Let the smoke to evaporate and have the cup being filled with solder right there. All 3 pins, 3 solder points. Next thing, we cut in these conductors the same length, and I'm going to put a little piece of shrink tubing on the shield, and to prevent it from fraying. Okay, there we go. The center pin, which carries the one that carries the signal, goes to the pin 2. On the female is on the left. Right there. There. Next thing, I'm going to bridge pin 3 and pin 1. Cold signal and ground. There. And the next thing, the ground goes to pin 2. I mean pin 1, sorry. And accordingly, pin 3. Okay, so the XLR end is done. We're just closing the connector. Crimp. Boot. Okay, female is done. Now I'm going to put a little shrink tubing for the label for the later. And the connector B is a TA5 female. First thing goes boot. Then we take the connector apart. And put the insert into the vise right here. Now I'm going to put this part in here, and we're ready to work on the cable itself. So I'm going to strip about 1 inch right here and do almost the same operation which I've done on the other side. Okay, left, right, right, left. Now I'm going to separate the shield into 2 leads right here, so they can go to pin 1 and pin 4 separately on the MC-35. Next thing, I'm going to strip the conductor really close, right here, and next thing is tinning. Okay. Okay, now we need to use a resistor, and we're going to put it in line. That's just the way that I'm doing it, the way I found it the most convenient way. Right there. Alright, I'm going to put a little shrink tubing to cover this solder joint. About this much. So it covers and protects the solder joint. And I'm going to shrink tube it. Yes. And next thing, I'm going to cut all the wires the same length. Right about here. Okay. The next thing is to fill out the cups on the T5 connector. All we need is pin 1, 5, and 4. Pin 2 and 3 are not used. Here we go. Pin 1, pin 5, pin 4. The signal goes to pin 5, right there. And 1 and 4 are sharing the ground. Done. This is how it's supposed to look. So that's it. Now we're just closing the connector. Looks nice and clean. Crimping it.
Hey, as long as we're negotiating, we don't have to pay.
Putting the shell on, making sure it clicks all the way in. And screwing the boot on, right? And since we need to identify this cable, I need to put the label, which I printed earlier, MC-35. Once again, line level input cable. And I'm going to apply that label right on our cable. So the signal comes from the female in this direction. And I'm just using some kind of standard measure, so all of them are identical. All right, and now I'm just shrinking this tube. Done.